So when we decided who we're going to be, what's our story, how we're going to share it, that we decided that it's time to look for partners and think about who we can partner with so that we can fulfill our vision. So the first thing that I want to share with you is something that we have learned very early on, is how to make a great first move. I am a self-proclaimed expert of cold calling by now, but that's not because I'm awesome at it from the beginning. In fact, I think I was a professional spammer in the beginning, and I emailed so many people and called so many people from the start, out of the cold, no connections, no anything. And today I could honestly say that because of my experience in getting rejected and getting advice from people who I called too many times, I could share with you the mistakes that I did and the things that I learned along the way. First is to research. It may seem like a very standard, basic thing, but it's surprising that sometimes we research, but with the thinking that, okay, what can I get from this company or this partner or this designer? But what we've learned is that when we research, we look at what the company is doing, why they would like to partner with us, if ever, what's the best way to partner with them, and by looking at what they need and what we need and putting these two things together, we were able to communicate it more effectively. So it's very strategic that research has to be done, but it has to be done in a way that looks at both parties. And as you research, you get to understand what's important to your partner. So it could be a corporate partner, it could be an investor, and I'm pretty sure that they stand for something amazing as well, and that you definitely agree with a lot of things that they want to do as well. So when you look at all of these different values that sort of come together, you try to interpret what they say or what their values are. So use their own words in your emails or your calls to them. This is one of the most important things, I think, the third point, which is give them a way out. Often, as us social entrepreneurs, youth leaders, people who are so into what we do, we're very passionate. And sometimes we can't imagine other people not wanting to do what we do as well. But it's very important that we give people a way out, especially if what we're asking is something that's scary or revolutionary or innovative, that some people will find it intimidating, or maybe it's not yet their time to help you out. So it's important that you give them a way out at the end of every email or every call, saying something to the effect of, well, if there's a possibility for us to work together, that'll be amazing. But getting in contact with you right now is already an honor or a great thing in itself, and we never know what will happen in the future. So allow them to save face if they say no. And the fourth one, which I learned the hard way, is be persistent without being annoying. As I mentioned early on, I used to be a professional spammer without really intending to. I would email, for example, today, and I would follow up later this afternoon and also tomorrow and the day after that. And I thought I was being persistent, and they will see that as a strength. But there is also a balance that you could strike when you do that, when you become persistent but not become annoying. So what I've learned is I follow up probably every 2 to 3 days or even after a week, but I follow up with something that I get from what they're currently doing. Like, for example, I follow them on Twitter, let's say a company, and I look at what they're doing, and if it's awesome, I'll take note of that. I'll mention that in the next email that I send them, so that at least there's something fresh and they know you're paying attention, and they could consider you as a potential great partner because you are so in tune with what they need and what their values are. But of course, it doesn't end with the first date. as always in any relationship. So if you are persistent, you will get it. If you're consistent, you will keep it. So just to share with you some really hopefully encouraging statistics. Our success rate is 1 out of 50 or 1 out of 100. So for every 50 or 100 emails we would send, we would probably get like one yes and one yes to a meeting. So it's not yet completely sure that we'll get it, whether it be a customer, a potential designer partner. It has been tough, but we feel that it's okay. And these are the things that we have to go through anyway in the beginning, but we are starting what we're doing. People will not find it very compelling in the beginning. Some of them may find that it's not yet their time to help you or to partner with you, and that's fine. Which brings me to my next point. And it's hard to practice to be okay with no. I think I'm a bit blessed because no for me is fine. I could hear no all day long and that will be like, it won't take out my self-confidence, but I know it's difficult. And it's hard to be rejected in any occasion, in any way. But it's important that you're not afraid to hear no, because otherwise it sometimes won't make you ask anymore. But it's a practice to be okay with no and to grow with that no. And lastly, once you get that first meeting, once you get that first partnership, it's important that you consistently share the vision and not just the hype. We are very passionate people. We're very passionate young leaders. And when we talk about what we do, especially in the beginning, it will seem like we're painting rainbows and butterflies everywhere. But it's important that we consistently do that. We bring it back to earth and we look at what's really happening, put it in a package and communicate it well to our partners. So being consistent is something that sometimes is hard to do, especially if you're doing so many things and getting more partners on board. But one of the things I realized, and I'm still realizing up to now, is when you are consistent and you consistently share the vision to, basically you're preaching to the choir already. They get to be your megaphones as well. They talk to other people about you. And that could lead to more leads, lead to more partners, more customers, more people you can collaborate with.